Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Friday, January the 12th, the year's 2024. Let's talk trading. Weekly wrap up. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. So let's take a look at the weekly. And according to the dashboard, all the gaps have filled. We can see that we are 20 pips above the weekly open at the moment. In fact, we are right in the launch pad at 27.40. We're 45 off the high and 67 off the low. So you can see right there, not a much range this week, and we made higher highs, higher lows so far. If we zoom out to the monthly, we're only 19 pips above that open. Once again, 46 off the high and 131 off the low. And we've come out of that upper wick zone of the month. And looking at the daily, you can see the opening range for the month and the opening range for the week. We popped out of both of those range highs. We've actually touched the monthly open a few times this week. We crisscrossed it just about every day this week here. Even today, we just got about 1 pip below it and bounced off it. And movers here from that yearly open, you can see the yen's up 407 pips. The pound yen 543. So as you can see, more pairs than not are above the yearly open, which is kind of interesting if you think about it. And speaking of the year, 18 pips above that yearly open, which is also the monthly open since it's January. Inside bar, you can see we broke out of that weekly inside bar from 3 weeks ago. We had daily inside bar 3 days ago. And so you can see we broke those highs yesterday and today. But now we're back into that range. Lots of inside bar action here on the monthly. And for the day, only 66 pips range on the pound, which is next to nothing. I was talking with Walmart earlier, and he was saying, this is pretty much what we've been seeing in the pound lately. We just haven't been seeing a lot of movement. And look at the yen here, 121. The yen pairs, looks like they've moved more than the rest of the pairs. Even though the new beast, the pound New Zealand dollar, is leading the pack at 138 pips of range. And looking at the buy zone here using the H1 chart, you can see we just crisscrossed that open there at 27.61, that daily open, and it just took a big hit. In fact, I had a short on, and I think it was at 68, and then it went against me. One of the things, in fact, I was looking at the M30 time frame, and it's kind of easy to see in hindsight, and this is where you have to learn things in the moment. You can see where I put that right there, 27.76. And of course, I was just actually looking at the psychological line right there at the 27.75. But if you look left, you can see what's happened at this line. I mean, way over here, it tried it and failed here. That's a failure because it didn't push higher here. So when I was looking at it, I got in, and as usual, I made the mistake of going short right here at the 68, right at that open, and then price turned around on me. I had an opportunity to actually make about, I think it was about 3 or 4 pips off of that 68 entry, and I didn't take it. And then this sucker almost pushed me to the point of where I was going to stop out. And then I just decided, there's so many times in the past where I've stopped out at a daily high only to watch price then reverse and never come back. So instead what I did was I just waited, and I think I took about a pip off of that trade when it dropped, or a couple of pips. I don't remember exactly, because I had added in a couple of times, but I made the mistake of adding in on a short on a green M30. And all I had to do was wait. And this is something that I know, but sometimes I just, I can't help myself. But you can see here, that green M30, just ride it out. Just wait. Sit on your hands. Leave the room. Set an alarm. Do whatever it takes, but don't enter another trade if you want to go short until the next M30. Let that candle close, and then see what happens. You see here, it failed to make a high, and then it did the low. Well, the same thing happened here. All I had to do was wait. And then what would have happened was it would have gone all the way up, come back down, and I would have been within 10 pips. Then it went back up, failed once again, and you see it starting to break through these highs, and right there. And then it broke, right there at the 75. Then this candle turned red. That would have been the entry. And the thing is, you can see this happens over and over, but you have to make yourself wait. So remember we talked about you don't have to do more smart things, just do less stupid things. Make less mistakes. And so I think I'm going to somehow remind myself every day just to wait. Because, this was a valid signal when I took that short, and I could have taken those 3 or 4 pips, but I'm looking, I was looking at, this is going to come down to this area, and I was right, but it was the timing was off. And so, once again, you can do that, because even here, as it starts to come down here, this candle would have been green, and it's been known to come down and then bounce back up. So you just have to wait and then, take it there. And then you can see where your stop is. I mean, that still would have only been about a 10 pip stop. I mean, because if you take the chance here, it could really then break, could have gone all the way up to 20, the 1.28 level, which I thought it just might, once it's stayed up there. But you can see here it cracked to 75, and from 75 it's either going to the double low or 50, and it came all the way back down to the 50. So that might be something that you can take away. And also, considering I'm really not a swing trader or a long-term trader, even though I'd like to make those big gains, you can see the oscillation here. I mean, it came all the way down to what, 57, and came all the way back up to 68, an 11 pip move there. And you'll have to be able to, ride those out, and having your stop loss, maybe 1 pip above this level, that's the key. Because we don't know what the future's, what's going to happen. We know the possibilities, it's either going to go up or it's going to go down, but sometimes our timing is off, sometimes our direction's off, sometimes they're both off, but hopefully sometimes they're both dead on, and then you can make the pips. Because if you were to say taking that 80, which I think I did put a short on at 80, and then I put the short on, I think on this candle, and then it ran up against me. No, it must have been on this candle. It ran up against me, and then it came back down, and I just started pulling those shorts off because I didn't want it to hit my level and bounce, because I have a tendency of picking those inflection points. But in this case, this wasn't a point of inflection that got me. I just didn't take the 3 or so pips when I had the opportunity. So that one, I say that one's on me. I don't blame the market. I have to, point to that guy standing in the mirror. That was the problem. And you can see here, green rats are trying to feast. We just fell out of that launch pad. Now we're right at the launch pad. But you can see here, red, 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 red. You got the green here. So if anything, you just try and take a pip or two. And see right here, you can see how it was forming this level. From here to here, it was ranging, and then from here to here, it was ranging. Then it broke that range big time, came all the way back up, ranged again, and broke it again. And the pivot Bambino flex indicator said long bias near the pivot was long. Well, it didn't quite work out so well. I guess maybe it did if it dropped down. And if you picked it going on the way up at 42, it launch padded all the way up to, what was it, 85? So, and this right here, this is on the H4 time frame, looking at that chart, there was an opportunity to ride that for some pips. And we never did get near S1. And then once again, looking at the pivots, we took out the daily, we took out the weekly, we've taken out the monthly. Still have a couple of monthly pivots left over from last year, you can see. Need to be taken out. And you look at the H4, there's a pivot down here that I'm kind of targeting that missed pivot. And this one here is also a target, and we'll see which one hits first. In and out of that upper wick zone, in and out of the lower, and you can see, once again, 72% of the time out of the last 1,000, price doesn't like staying in these wick zones. So if you put a trade on in the wick zone, chances are it's going to come out. And once again, you just have to be smart about it. And the thing about waiting and patience, those aren't inactive activities. No, you have to actually be actively patient and actively wait and pay attention to what's going on. And looking at the smart ranges for the week, only 112 pips at the 0 percentile. So maybe next week we'll get something busting. 15 through the high. We didn't cross the low. So once again, higher high, higher lows. High minus close for the rats, 45. And for the red rats, for the green rats, 67. Right now, crossing the open to the upside, 66, open to the downside, 47 on the week. So once again, opportunities there. Price action, simple, trading with candle color at the line. In hindsight, it just looks so easy. And it's just one of those things. You pick a time frame, you pick, the lines, and you just trade it. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. That's why we have stop losses. Once again, higher low, lower high. You can, trading these worth a few pips. And you just have to take the trade when you see it. Now, somebody liked the fact that we had the, I think we had the M30 behind like the M1 on the chart the other day. And they said they liked that, so you can see. Range by month, only 176. So really not much to say there. And we're just about out of time, traders. Looking here at the price reminder, I'll let you read that on your own time. But right now, a few seconds left here. So I hope you're having a profitable year so far. And once again, any questions, feel free to ask. We'll try to answer them. Wishing you a fun and safe weekend, and when you come back to trade, always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.